Hi guys, it's Ed here from Optimal Health and Fitness. Just quickly before we start, let's get started. If you like this sort of stuff, please like and subscribe to the channel so you can get more content on a daily basis. Right, I've had a guy message me asking about the difference in stretching mobility and what to do. Gets up in the morning, feels really stiff and just wants something to go on really. So we're just going to focus on mobility today. Now the big difference between stretching and mobility is something that you want to do before you're going to start to do like some dynamic movements, say a gym session, a round of golf, and it often works on a range of movements. However, our body might be moving. I'll focus on golf, but that is more of a mobile thing because many different things are moving at one point. So that's where you want to work on mobility. Okay. Flexibility or is more static, and we're looking at focusing on one muscle, increasing the range of movement for that type of muscle or movement, whether it's a hamstring, a quadriceps, whatever it might be. But today we're just going to focus on mobility and activating a range of movements. So I've got 4 exercises for you that I think are really key, cover quite a broad range of movement, and that you can start your day off with and hopefully you'll enjoy. So the first one is one for our upper bodies. We get lots of tightness in our chest and on our lats especially, and around our upper thoracic spine, so the upper part of our back or spine is called our thoracic spine, and our ball and socket, our shoulder joints. So this is great for that. And all we're going to do to start with is lie on our side on our mat, okay, or wherever. Hand out in front of you, one on top of another. If you want, you can put a pillow to brace your head. I'm not too bothered about it though. And all you're going to do is bring this top arm up above your head, try and touch the floor, and then you're going to bring it around as far as you can. You're going to try and look where that hand's going as well. And then you're just going to come straight back over the top, almost in like a semicircle shape. So let me show you that one more time. All the way up around, back and over, and then through. Okay, if you want to make this harder, you can actually straighten your bottom leg and bend your top leg. You're trying to keep this knee on the floor all the time and keep that hand in contact with the ground all the time. You see, I can't quite do it. I'm just lifting off slightly, okay? But just trying to increase that range of motion all the time. All right, you can do that on both sides, and that is great for the chest, the lats, the shoulder joint, the ball and socket, your thoracic spine, all the rest of it, okay? The second one I want to do is more for your posterior chain. So when we talk about our posterior chain, it just means the back of our body. So it can be from our calves, our hamstrings, our glutes, our back up into our upper back, all the rest of it. And it's a bit of a yoga move this, but I like to do it in a dynamic way. So it's a downward dog walkout. So if we're going to start in a press up position, okay, and all we're going to do is walk our feet in and then press our heels down towards the floor and try and stretch our fingers out. We're going to feel like our bum lifts high into the sky. We're going to hold it there for a couple of seconds, walk those hands out, and then walk the feet in forward. Move that. Walk the feet in a bit more. Push the heels down. Stretch through the fingers. Push the palms into the floor, and then walk it out a bit further. Each time you're holding this for about 5 seconds. And then hold. Okay? Great for getting that posterior chain, especially the lower body, really activated. The next one we're going to do is for the front of our body and our hips. So a big part of our body that our hips that get really tight, are our hips. And I've just got a pad here to rest my knee on. But what I mean by our hips are, we have lordosis, so when our hip flexors in here get really tight, and it just pulls our bum back and gives us this kink in our body here, which is what lots of back pain can come from because of the imbalance and it's too tight. So this is just a simple stretch to stretch this out. So to make this easier or harder, you can use a chair like I'm going to. You can actually start with your foot on the floor if you want to and not even use the chair. And I've also got just a stick. You can use anything really, a golf club, a bat, whatever it might be. So we're going to start. One foot's going to come by your pad. You're going to bring one foot onto the chair. You're then going to rest that knee on the floor and step this foot out. Okay. From there, You're going to raise your arms up into the air nice and straight and try and push that hip through. You're going to hold that for about 5 seconds and then come and relax back. And then try again and push even further. And then relax back. And again, push even further. And relax back. So everyone's going to have different ranges of movement, different types of mobility. You do whatever you can do, whatever your comfort is. Whether you need to take your foot, and that's for everything really in exercise, guys, but whether you need to take the chair away and just have your foot on the floor because you're really tight, absolutely fine. Whether you want to use the chair, okay, put your foot on the mat, on the pad, and then come across body. It's just going to add a different dynamic in, which is going to really help stretch out and loosen up that hip flexor. So we want to do, say, hold each of those for about 5 seconds at a time. All right. Then your last one we're going to do, guys, something I do call this a step through rotation, and I love this. I get loads of clients to do this. We're in our push-up position, okay, and all we're going to do is step our foot up to the side of our hand and then rotate up towards the ceiling and then back down, and then the other side. You see here my knee isn't touching the floor, but it's pretty bent, okay, it's as close as it can be, and then the other side. Now if you're really tight, okay, you might even get yourself something like a chair or something a little bit lower than this, okay, which is just going to help ease off that range of motion. All right. If you're really flexible, I'll see if I can do this now. You might even try and bring your foot up even higher and go even further. It's kind of up to you guys. All right. For all of these things, I want you to hold the position of the mobility, okay, of the stretch at the end range. So if I'm here, I want you to hold this position for 2 or 3 seconds. That's the same for all of them, where it's a sideline twist, the downward dogs, your hip flexors. I want you to hold the end range, all of them, for about 2 seconds. I want you to do it each 2 times round in the morning, and I want you to do 10 reps of each, okay? That's the sets and the reps for your mobility. When we're doing stretching, we do a little bit longer. We're going to do another video on that later. So, hope you like that, guys. Hope you find it interesting, entertaining. And if you want anything more, any help for anything else, give me a shout and I'll do a video. Stay safe, speak soon, bye.